Out, so it's very tricky. Make ready. Present.
Not that fast.
The right oblique. Fire! Return to line. And next, Justin has a British short-line pattern musket, also known as a Brown Bess. So this is the standard infantry arm of the British Army during all throughout the 18th century into the early 19th century, but during the Revolution. On the American side, we had a lot of these left over from the French Indian War, captured guns. We're also going to be building our own guns using pieces of what's left over from whatever we can get our hands on. So this is a gun you see on both sides of the war, probably the most commonly associated with the American Revolution. And it's a 75 caliber, so it's a bigger caliber than the Charlottesville. But again, you're firing an undersized ball. So accuracy as the ball comes out of the barrel, it's going to have a slight wobble to it, so your range is going to drop off pretty quickly. Prime and load. Make ready. Present. The left oblique. Fire.
Hello, I'm just doing a little leather working here. This is a bayonet carriage. This is something that a Revolutionary War soldier would have worn around their waist with a bayonet in it. This is the bayonet scabbard. This is the bayonet. And occasionally the bayonet carriages wear out and they need to be fixed up. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add a little spacer for this to fit a little bit better. And I use my leather working tools here, an awl, punch, hammer, thread. Yeah.
Prime and load.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Make ready.
Person right there, so.
We'll wait for him to go back. Present. Oblique to the right. Fire!
Make ready. Present. To the left oblique. Fire. Get back in line. Halt. Company, secure your firearms. Now all together on D. Recover your firearms. To the left, wheel. Take care. Halt. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching our display on firearms. Dean, thank you for leading the men in that. We are Yield Lebanon Top Militia here visiting Ellington today. Thank you for having us. Lebanon, one step back in a loud huzzah. You are dismissed. Huzzah!
So I'm Dean from Yield Lebanon Town Militia, and today we have a flintlock rifle. This is a civilian hunting gun that would have been popular throughout the South and middle states of the colonies. Not too common in New England at the time. They were coming up. And the advantage to this gun is where a typical musket has a smooth bore. with a range of about 75 to 100 yards. This gun will shoot accurately 250 to 300 yards because it has grooves cut into the barrel, which spins the ball when it comes out of the bore. So extremely accurate and effective weapon at the time. The disadvantage being because the ball has to cut into the rifling as you load it, it's much slower to load. So with a musket, you'll get, a good soldier can get 3 shots a minute, which is very fast. But this gun, a trained rifleman will get about 1 shot a minute. But like I said, they're going to be extremely accurate. Another disadvantage to this gun, though, too, because it is a civilian gun, it's stocked to the muzzle and not fitted for a bayonet, where a military musket is. So if you get in close quarters and you're being charged on, and you have a company rifleman, you're going to have to leave the field. An effective method of dealing with that, which Daniel Morgan did at Saratoga, was he had his riflemen up front, picking off officers, with a company of line infantrymen behind. And so when they did get charged upon, the rifleman could fall back behind the regulars, who would come forward with bayonets, fight off the British, and then bring the riflemen back out.
To pick the only one that's not real. This is a replica.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but that's okay. This is made the copy of a 1710 style. Oh, no smiling. You're in the service.
Yeah, straight faced.
Keeps it over your left eye. There you go. The point goes over your left eye. I'll show you why in a second.
Straight faced. Serious. Good job.
I'll show you why it goes over your left. Hold the gun for a second. If you put it straight over the face, the center, and you put your gun up to your shoulder, what happens to the hat?
Fall?
I put the hat on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, a turn.
Yeah, it turns out.
So you keep it over your left eye, so when you take the gun off, it doesn't move.
Oh, wow.
You should have asked to hold this one. This is the one you should have. This is made 1750s. This is the same. This is a gun that could have been at Lexington and Concord, Bunker Hill, Reed's Hill.
Straight face. Serious.
Be ugly. Well, you're not ugly.
How are you real?
There are original weapons between 1690 and 1800 that could be used for French and Indian War, Revolutionary War, Napoleonic time frame.
So these are actual
These are
weapons
all original
somebody
weapons.
carried
Yes.
from that time. Wow.
Yep. People ask all the time, what's my oldest weapon? That's the 1690s. This is. They ask how come it's so long. It's to give gunpowder time to burn because black powder back then burns very slowly. So they thought the longer the barrel would give you more time. But it costs more money to make a longer barrel. So there are compromises on how long you wanted it. The bottom gun is called a Rampart gun. Weighs about 20-something pounds. It's designed to shoot a 1-inch ball. And it's designed to shoot small ships. Washington ordered 17 of these in rifles. This is not one of his. This is a smoothbore. It shoots a 1-inch bullet and it goes 300 yards. We have a replica of this. We shoot through 14-inch pine trees with that type of gun.
How much gunpowder?
That would use 300 to 400 grains of powder.
No, 400 grains. What is it, like in ounces?
A quarter of a pound. It's a small cannon. A small cannon.
You put a quarter of a pound of powder in that thing?
Yeah. But it weighs so much weight.
Yeah.
That this is a 1777 and newer. What we call a King's Pattern short. Modern name is called a Brown Bess. This is the last half of the war. The King decided, hey, let's lighten the load for the soldiers. The original weapons were 46 inches long. These are cut to 42 inches, so it saved a pound. But everything else is the same. It's a 75 caliber iron ramrod, heavy stock provision for a bayonet.
So
this
75 caliber. That's
3/4 of an inch. 75 caliber. But they're gunpowder. When you fire the gun, it leaves a layer of residue in the barrel, so the barrel gets smaller and smaller. So you have to start with a smaller bullet to start with, so you know you can get 10 shots. So as you load the gun, the bullet, first few shots is going like this down the barrel. You don't know where it's going to actually hit, so there's no need in aiming. From here to 100 yards, if I was to hit somebody, that was God's decision, because it was just, most battles were fought at 50 yards or less, 25 yards. When they get to 20 yards or so, that's what the bayonet's for. They were charged with bayonets, and we didn't have, the militia and the U.S. Army didn't have bayonets until the end of the war. Even only 35% had bayonets, so we were at a disadvantage at the close tactical area. So these are weapons from, like this particular one is made 1776, Committee of Safety, Massachusetts, to kick the British out of Boston, the Boston Siege. We did it after Lexington and conquered Bunker Hill. So this wasn't at Bunker Hill, but it was the reason we speak American instead of British now.
And that's
this kind of
made in 1776.
Right.
That's neat to have.
And it's locally made.
Pardon?
It's locally made in Massachusetts, as opposed to coming across the pond. I like to shoot history, so I put a new barrel on it, and in this case I put a new lock on it, but I modified the metal to fit the wood so that you can put the history back together. I've won the Gun Club Championship 6 years in a row with this particular gun, so it can be accurate if you know what you're doing.
Now, what do you shoot at?
Paper targets.
Oh, okay, no red coats in the back?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. This particular gun here, Washington crossed the Delaware in '77, Christmas Day, to attack Trenton, New Jersey. This is the style gun that the Hessians had. This is called a German Jaeger. This is 1760s style. I took this gun to Africa 4 years ago, and I shot an Impala with a 260-year-old gun. I put a new barrel on it for the safety reasons, but like I said, I put it back to original if I want.
Now, the barrel's shorter than the other one.
Right.
For that?
Just like a Volkswagen is different than a Corvette, it's what you want. Okay? They found out that anything less than over 24 inches didn't make any difference as far as velocity goes. And this one is rifled. There's no provisions for a bayonet.
But they would still carry a lot of guys.
This particular one was made 1762 in Newer. This would have been for a horse carbine. It would have been horseback, would have had a metal bar going to here, would have been full stock to here because you wouldn't have had a bayonet for horse. But somebody in its lifetime decided, hey, they cut it twice back. You can see hacksaw marks in the barrel for different bayonets at its time, and somebody used this instead of a 75 caliber, 62 caliber. Probably an officer's gun. It's a lot easier to carry, lighter weight.
Now, why would it be an officer's gun?
Because all the common guns were 75 caliber.
Oh.
See, so if you were an officer, you get 65 or 62 caliber for your pistol. That's your pistol size is 62s.
That was a major, the last major battle in New Haven, right? No, it's actually in kind of closer to westerly Rhode Island, New London.
Oh, really? And we have a restroom inside the museum. Thank you so much for coming out. Yes.
Okay. I'm writing with a quill pen today to show people what writing was like in the 1700s. Most people who could write would have used a quill pen. They could buy metal pen points, but feathers were really easy to get just about anywhere.
What's that?
I am writing today with a lamp black ink that would have come from lamp soot. People also used oak gall and iron ink, which is the most permanent of the inks used at the time, was used for legal documents, like the Declaration of Independence, the Magna Carta, and older historical things like Shakespeare's manuscripts. And people also made ink out of black walnuts.
So it's not the wood, it's the metal here. That metal is actually one of the first trade pieces from the 1500s. That's about 1505 arrowheads, whatever.
Wow. And this tool's used for what?
This act, I could use it as a weapon.
Yep.
Pretty much anything. And just pour it into my barrel, pour it onto my pan.
The colors on that one are.
We're not really allowed to do that because it's kind of more dangerous. But thank you. Hatchet or my knife or something like that. If I wanted to be covert, I would go with my bow and arrow. Because I could go up to about 100 yards accurate.
That's cool.
I am Mequisham Monatu of the Tahasa tribe of the Nipmuc Nation. These would be some of the trade wares I have, along with trade furs. I am in good relationship with the colonials and the French. I am actually allied with the French king, King George, and this is a peace medal saying that I have that alliance. And this is my business.
So what is some of the stuff you have here?
So various different things. I have my hatchets anywhere from Stone Age up through colonial time. I have, this is what I would normally have made all my tools and weapons from until steel came and iron came.
Can you show us like one of those, one of the things you made?
Sure. So this is almost into an axe head, a hatchet head. All I have to do is just do a little bit more chipping away, and then I could take it and put it on just much like the stone would be here. And then once, you know, iron and steel came, we would turn into a hatchet like that. And actually this piece here is a 1500s, about 1505, 1510 trade piece. I would trade a beaver pelt or a couple of beaver pelts for this, and then take this and turn it into anywhere from a spearhead, arrowhead, knife, or even a hatchet. But I left it just as is, because I didn't want to do anything to it.
So that's an actual piece from...
So this is an actual piece from the 1500s.
Wow.
Is that stone or metal?
Metal. This is iron. Old iron. And it's actually pretty soft compared to the smelted iron of today.
And those are the different pelts people would trade for things?
Yep, so beaver, mink, squirrel. Even though that was my breakfast, but I could always trade for that. You can make anything, gloves, hat, whatever. Everything has a use.
I'm going to talk about British officers, and then that will segue into a small fencing demonstration. American psyche for a long time about the British Army. Particularly, I'm going to be talking about officers right now. So what I have here are a couple of coats that are all handmade in the same fashion, the same materials that coats would have been made for officers, as well as what we're wearing. We reproduce all of these uniforms and equipment as faithfully as we can to how they would have done it in the 18th century. So, what I want to talk about with British officers, a couple of myths. One is, has anybody ever heard of the commission system in the 18th century? How officers became officers? Has anybody ever heard about how those guys became officers? There's a heavy, if you want to, a little bit. All right, I'll keep it rolling, but there's a common misconception that these guys were just rich people who paid for their commissions. They paid for their part in the army. That's the commission system. You can pay for things to get a certain rank in the army, but you really have to have a lot more credentials than just being able to pay. gentlemen, people, upper class, kind of middle upper class, they can become officers, but really what you're gonna have to do since you're young is networking. So you're gonna make a wide social circle, you're gonna go to social events, you're gonna meet people with connections that can help you get into the Army and teach you what you should probably learn before you go into that, okay? So again, the big myth is that these officers just were rich guys, they wanna go do whatever, they barely even help in the Army, they're just there to look good and be fancy. The thing is, there's no military schools at this time. So these guys kind of had to learn on their own, make connections, get those connections worked out to where they can get a commission or even have a sponsor. They don't even pay themselves. Somebody else thinks that they're a good match as an officer in the Army and he'll pay. Okay? Let's see. What's the other one I was going to say? Commission system. Oh, uniforms. So, this uniform right here, yeah. With the blue facings. That is a general's coat, okay? He's the royal blue, he's got gold buttons and lace. Very, very fancy, okay? The gentlemen who can be officers are also the gentlemen who command regiments. These are colonels. So if you've heard of Colonel or General Cornwallis, he was the colonel of the 33rd Regiment of Foot. Even while he was general in North America, that was still his regiment. The lieutenant colonel under him took over command of the regiment while he was in command of the armies. Okay? So this is the type of coat that a general would have been wearing at the time period. Now, I keep saying regimental. We portray the 54th Regiment of Foot. At the beginning of the war, there's maybe 60, 70 regiments. At the end of the war, there's over 100. Because there's a war going on, and it's not just the Americans we're fighting. French, Spanish, Dutch. We needed a lot of troops. So, you got it? This is a regimental colonel's coat. Okay? Same deal, it's going to keep along with the style of the regiment. Silvered buttons, a lot finer dye and wool, okay? And very fancy lacing, okay? The thing about that, here's also a gorget. They would wear it right here around their neck. This was a huge tell that that is an officer. Officers wore similar coats and uniforms to us. We are NCOs, a sergeant and a sergeant major. We wear sashes. Officers wear sashes. The biggest way you can tell is if an officer's wearing this. But it goes even deeper than that because after the Battle of Bunker Hill, the British lost so many officers that troops that were being sent over from Great Britain were being told about this, and they said, let's ditch all the shiny fancy stuff. We don't want these guys knowing who we are on the battlefield, okay? So they ditched things like pole arms, almost like kind of like pikes that they would carry so that soldiers on the battlefield could tell where the officer was. But they're gonna ditch things like fancy buttons, fancy lace, anything that's shiny, gorget. They'll wear a different uniform from the soldiers so they know, but across the field, hopefully, they won't get spotted by the enemy. Okay, yeah.
Different shades of red.
Oh yeah. Okay, so if you look at some of our soldiers, Joe right here, he is wearing a madder red coat. It is made. It's made by a plant, this dye. For the officers, it's going to be a finer dye and a finer wool like I told you. That dye is going to be made out of bugs. It's cochineal, okay, from South America. So it's a little bit brighter. Our uniforms are a little bit of a mix between officers and enlisted men because we didn't purchase our commissions. We were soldiers who just volunteered and we did a good job. We're pretty good soldiers. They're going to let us be in charge of people, okay? Non-commissioned officers. Okay. Kids, you like swords?
Yeah.
All right. Me too. I've been fencing for about 20 years, and one of the biggest things I've noticed, I do sport fencing, is I guess in any aspect, and what I just did is talk about misconceptions about British officers. There's a lot of common misconceptions about fencing in history. Fencing doesn't just refer to the Olympic sport, okay, that you see on TV, man, not really on TV actually, they don't play it, but it refers to any type of one-on-one combat with a weapon, whether you're going to have a system how to fight, and you're going to use strategy, but it could be a duel, There's even bayonet fencing that'll be developed after the American Revolution, and certain system of techniques on how to use that effectively. So this would have been a lot more common in people's lives back then, especially officers in the Army. They're carrying swords anyways. There was a very big sentiment among fencers back then that if you carried a sword, you better know how to use it. And if you don't, then I'm just going to make myself look great and challenge you to a duel and kick your butt. Another sentiment about that, back then, two people are in a duel. It's very much about their honor, how they present themselves. It's people hearing about what happened in the duel. It's not, oh, this guy won, this guy lost. It's both of these guys stood up for their own honor and showed their bravery and weren't a coward, you know? Even if they thought it wasn't a very good situation, they went up and they faced that danger and risked life and limb. So, you guys, I'm gonna teach you how to do that, how to fence, okay? And the style that British soldiers or British officers in the 18th century would have known, okay? So, whoever wants to join me and learn a couple of fencing moves, come right over here. Hi. Okay, guys. I'm gonna give you these sticks. I need you to be very careful with these. We could just be messing around. You might hit someone in the eye or something. Just be very careful. What I would say is, when you're not doing anything, hold it down like this. Okay? So, I'm going to have only a limited amount of these. I don't know if I can give everybody one, but here, we'll get as many people. Reach your hand out. You can grab one. These are called single sticks. These are a type of practice weapon. Usually for saber, but we're going to learn a different sword called the small sword. These ones are a little heavy. Can I have any big guys trade with little guys? Here you go. Now, if you guys want to join a partner who has, I'm going to have you as well. Who has one? I'll set you up with somebody. You guys can switch off. All right, somebody with a stick, I want you to stand right here for me. Right here, facing me. Everybody, you're gonna line up going down this way, facing this way. Facing me like we did with our drill. Okay, you guys, this is the type of sword I'm going to teach you a couple of moves with, okay? Doesn't look that bad, but it's basically just a big metal spike that's really light, and I can be really quick with it, okay? So we're going to learn a couple of moves. This was one of the most common dueling weapons and weapons of fashion back in the day. The French called it the épée de corps, the dressing sword, because it's very fancy, it looks great, and the way you fence with it is very interesting. So let me get my jet coat over here. So the first thing I'm going to teach you is how to stand. What I would like you to do, if you're right-handed, hold your weapon in your right hand. Perfect. If you're right-handed, you're going to put your right foot in front. If you're left-handed, you do the opposite. Okay? Left-handed? All right, I got my right hand, my right foot in front. My left foot, or my back foot, is gonna make a little L with my feet. My front toe is gonna be pointed forward, just like me. So I'm holding my weapon out. Yep, I made a little L. Guys, spread out a little bit. I'm realizing you're like all crowded up. Walk down this way. Scooch down, scooch down, scooch down, scooch down, scooch down. There you go. There you go. You can pretend you have a sword, or you can use this one. Pointed it right at me. Okay, when you're holding your weapon, hold it in front of you. Point it at your invisible opponent who's in front of you. All right, relax your arm a little bit though, relax. All right, so everybody's standing like this, right? I want you to take a step back where you have space between your feet, and you're gonna bend your knees, and you have springiness in your knees, okay? Perfect. All right, the first move I'm gonna teach you, this would have been the main way people would have tried to stab each other with these things, okay? It's called a lunge. And I can't lunge very far in these positions, so let's see. So everybody hold your weapon up. Your left hand's gonna come right next to your face. Sport fencing today, you can't use your other hand. Back then, you do whatever you can to not get hurt or killed. Okay? I want you to switch your feet. Put that foot in front, that foot in back. Yep. So my front foot is in front with my weapon arm. Perfect. What just happened here, by the way? If I'm standing right here, facing you, can't reach very far, and I'm square up to you, big target for you. I turn this way, I get in an athletic stance, I've turned my shoulders, it's less target area for you, more reach for me, okay? So, this is your on guard position. Everybody, you're gonna copy me. Perfect. Oh yeah, you're gonna put that point right at your invisible opponent's chest. All right, first thing we're gonna do is extend our arm and lock it in. We're pointing it right at our invisible opponent's chest. Then what I'm gonna do is take a big step with my front foot, push with my back foot, throw my arm back. Yeah, if my opponent gets close to me, I can say, come on, come on, come on. He gets close enough, lunge right into it, okay? So, everybody, on guard. We're all standing like fencers right now. Perfect. When I drop my weapon, I want you to lunge. Quick, okay? You remember the move? Ready? There it is, perfect. You had an opening, you go right for it. Recover, that means you come back on guard. Very nice. All right, what if you gotta move out of the way? What if I'm attacking you? Here we go, everybody on guard with me. To move backwards, we call it retreat. Step, step, that's all. Yup. You're gonna put your sword in your other hand. There you go. Now, to advance, that means move forward. Step, step. There you go. Whichever direction I'm going, I want to start with the foot that's in that direction. I'm moving back, back foot. Moving forward, front foot. I keep my balance, and I keep my structure, okay? If I bring my heels together, my opponent attacks me, I'm gonna fall off balance. Okay, so, on guard. Here we are. Retreat. Ah, that's step back. Exactly. So if I attack you, you got to get out of the way. So ready? On guard? When I lunge, retreat on your own. I'm not even going to say it. Ready? Some of you got out of the way in time. Some of you are a little slow. Ready? I'm doing it again. Keep your eyes on me. Here we go. Go. Yes, you just jumped out of the way. Now, I started the attack. You guys have a chance for a counter-attack. So what you're gonna do now is step out of the way of my lunge, and then lunge right back at me. I'm not ready for it. Perfect. So let's practice that. Ready? I'm gonna lunge. You're gonna step back and lunge right back at me. Here we go. Everybody's on guard, right? There you go. Ready? Go. And lunge. There it is, perfect. Now you just have to train like that for a really long time. Persistently. Okay, I'll show you the last thing. There's even today in sport fencing, a big emphasis on sportsmanship and honor. So before we start a match and after we're done, or a duel, we're gonna salute our opponent. Okay? So, remember that first position I taught you? Very good. What I'm gonna do is point right at my opponent's feet. I'm gonna bring my blade up here. If you've ever seen Star Wars with Count Dooku, he does this all the time because the actor was a fencer. You're gonna bring it out. Very good. Yup, like I'm showing everything. Perfect. And that's it. So, we're gonna practice one more time. We're gonna salute and you guys are done. Ready? Salute me. Thank you guys very much. You can put all the blades right down here.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Steve Santa. I am the president of Lebanon Militia, or at this point, for the military end, Clark's Company. So some of you will be fighting for Clark's Company, and some of you will be fighting for His Majesty's 54, led by Sergeant Major Seth Chiro. So, what we're going to do is we are going to count off. Go down over there. So, one. All right, two. One. Nice and loud.
10. One.
Let's do that again. Let's do that again. Now, nice and loud.
1, 2, 1. They got 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 1, 2.
1, 2.
All the ones you are with His Majesty's King George III's army. Boo.
You're 1. We're with.
Right, and all the number 2s, you are with Clark's company.
Yay.
Continental Provincial Army. All right, so if you are with Clark's company, come over here. We're going to do some drilling. You want to do it too? All right. So I'm going to teach you guys how to drill, all right? So, Gabe, thank God I got you. All right, so the first thing you guys are all going to do is you're all going to stand in a straight line.
I have the American Revolution. Privateering is legal.
So,
I would be that a phone.
all right. So, the first thing you guys are going to learn, what?
Okay, now.
All right. So, now, I want everybody to put the butt, this is called the butt of your musket. Put the butt of your musket to next to your right foot. Your right foot. Gabe, do you remember what this order's called?
It's called Order Your Firearms.
Order your firearm. So now, okay, put it on this side. And trigger out. Trigger out. Trigger out. Trigger out. Trigger out. Nice and straight. Very good. Okay, now we're going to go from order to shoulder. So follow me, okay? Follow my hands. 1, drop your hand. 2, pick it up. 3, this is called poise. 4, shoulder. All right, on your left shoulder, should be on your left shoulder. That's your right shoulder.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm right.
You're left-handed?
I'm right.
Okay, then you should be able to, okay, come to the shoulder, over here. And now, okay? Now I want you to all stay together. Okay, Gabe, step out. You step to the right. Okay, Gabe, who is a member of Clark's company, he is going to be your corporal. All right? So stand together, stand close together. Now, you know what march means, right? You know what to the front means. Okay. Clark's company, to the front. Now listen, stay together. Go at Gabe's pace. So stay with Gabe. Shoulder your firearm. Very good. Okay. Company. To the front, march. Follow Gabe. Stay in line. Oh, and halt. Okay, now listen, when you guys march, you should all be staying in one line, okay? Stay in one line. What I want you all to do is I want you guys to all shuffle in a little bit. Now listen, okay, you guys shuffle in a little bit, shuffle in a little bit. Now, put your elbows out a little bit so you can feel the people next to you. All right, can you feel the people next to you? That way you can keep your eyes forward and you continue moving together as a unit. So, let's try again. Now you're all going to stay together. To the front, march. Good, keep marching. Put the musket on your shoulder, partner. To the front, march. Take care, halt. Very good, okay? Good. Now,
good. Okay, make sure you flip it around now. Flip it around. There you go. Flip it around. Good. Flip it around. Good. Good, good, good. Awesome. Flip it around, little buddy. There you go. Okay. Now, She's gonna say.
The other side.
There you go.
Side. Fire on the right.
Okay. When he says make ready, you're going to point it down and aim. Go ahead, put it down. Everyone, put it down. Yep, there you go. Okay. Take your time. All right, good.
Put the butt back on the other side. Other shoulder. Your opposite shoulder.
Put it on. Yep. Make sure it's on your shoulder. Get a good grip on it. Good. Now I'm gonna go. So shoot me. Okay.
Are you left-handed? We don't know.
It's right here.
Keep pulling the trigger.
This part. There you go. Take this part. There you go. So when you're holding your musket, you want your arm, this hand right here, on the handle with the trigger, right here, and the other hand, you want the swell, which is right here on the, pretty much the bottom of the musket. So basically, below your butt, these are called barrel bands, below your barrel bands. Okay? Perfect. Exactly like that. Perfect. Okay, make sure you're aiming now. And when he says fire, you're gonna go bang! Ready? Fire! There you go. Prime and load. Missed it by that much. So again, we're priming and loading. Take your cartridge out. Fire it up. Tui.
So what do we have here?
Well, good day, folks. My name is Big Bear with Big Bear Trading Company. These are replicas of items that would have come off of a privateering vessel during the time of the American Revolution. Privateering was a very lucrative business during the colonial wars, and it wasn't strange to see upwards of 3,000% profits on successful privateering ventures. Now, a ship's captain could apply to Congress or to a governor during the American Revolution for a license called a letter of marque and reprisal to go after enemy shipping. And that was the difference between a legal privateer and an illegal pirate.
So privateers were just legal pirates.
Yes, exactly. And they had a license to go after enemy shipping. Now that license not only allowed you to go after English ships, but English colonies. Canada, Jamaica, Bermuda, Bahamas, India, all of those ships could legally be taken, brought back to New England, and sold as you see here. We have sterling silver and real stones from India, with the settings being from the Mughal Empire, which was India and Persia before being taken over by England in the 1760s. We have stockings of cotton for both men and ladies. They come up and over the knee. We have sewing equipment, scissors. We have beads, buttons, wooden combs. We have dice. We have flints for muskets, pocket knives, clay pipes, metal eating utensils, even with 3-tine forks, very fancy. And we have spoons made out of cow horn. And playing cards for those who wish to have that vice.
So this stuff is genuinely for sale?
Oh, absolutely. It's all for sale. Right. I take local currency, and I've been known to trade for cheese.
Okay.
Your wooden knife.
I'm dressed as a privateer, obviously. My pistol, my knapsack, to keep my stuff in. But over here, these are all clay pipes that they would smoke. You're gonna find a lot of these thrown in the water. A friend of mine's at Quahog, and he digs a lot of these up in Narragansett Bay, believe it or not, to this day.
Oh, they're fighting.
But these are made out of cow bones, not plastic.
Oh.
A lot of people say, well, they're made out of plastic.
Well, I've been known to be a dummy.
You notice over here, on these wallets,
I'm basically dressed.
These are actually hand sewn by this man here.
American Revolution.
Hand sewn leather. There's 2 sizes. The big ones and the small ones. They're easy to carry in your haversack.
Which is what I'm doing.
On yourself.
Illegal.
Over here, these are
a ship's captain
tobacco sacks.
Either to Congress or to a governor.
A little bit of tobacco.
Marque and reprisal, which was a license.
These combs,
shipping.
also cow bone.
One thing.
No plastic.
And an illegal pirate.
So basically, this is what you see. The flask is stainless steel.
3,000% profit.
Believe it or not, a lot of people are looking for flasks. I don't know why, but maybe a little rum in there would help on a cold day.
Now, almost all of your.
But basically, everything you see here would become
they were fishermen,
privateers,
merchant seamen, and
which is what I would do to sell
during the war.
And he'll make 3,000% profit during the Red War.
Civilian,
But they had a legal letter of marque, which allowed them
over in Europe
to go after ships.
Sorry,
Except for
you have to go back to be
U.S. ships,
fisherman,
anything that was U.S.
and you're no longer
Spanish especially. French and Spanish, they would go after them.
sailors and
What should we do? Should we take those rebels down?
Yeah!
I think we should.
Show the file.
He's the one right behind me. He's right behind me with the red shirt that says and then
Keep your muskets up, lads. Muskets up. Play again. Sure don't fear.
it's like in the middle.
All right, we're gonna reset. We're gonna go back to our camp. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a right about face. So that means we're gonna turn all. We're gonna do a 180.
yes, instead of going after
Around to the right.
Turn around. There you go.
To the
Good.
right.
Turn around. Good. Let's see what he, yeah, there you go.
Company to the front. March.
Go.
Nate, keep the line. Watch your dressing. Watch the person to your right.
Remember, a disciplined soldier, son. Stay in your line. Catch up to Gabe. Catch up to Gabe. And you guys catch up to the guy in the blue. Okay? To the front. Take care. Halt. All right. Company. Company, make ready.
empire was at its artistic place.
Elevate, Marcus. Fire! Prime and load.
No, it's not real. Baby, it's not real.
That's just a blank. Now, if you that is well, mustard is fired. So it's a
Do we have anybody that wants to take a hit?
5 caliber, 3/4.
All right. Oh, there you go. Company, make ready. Present. Fire. Prime and load. Company, to the right about face. To the front, mark. Take care. Halt. To the right about base.
Yeah, what about leaving no man?
Make ready. Present. Fire. Boom. Welcome to the world of football and basketball. Prime and load. Okay, prime and load. Come to the shoulder when ready. All right, should we go back after him?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on, they're coming after us. Make ready.
Oh yeah.
Present. Fire. Prime and load.
Chris, to your right. Get on line.
And that is rhodonite.
That's my bad.
We're gonna charge. And then we'll run away. Okay, shoulder your firelocks when ready. You're good, you're good. Make ready. Present. Okay, if somebody want to take a hit? Good.
I'll take a hit.
Fire! Boom! Oh, they're charging their base. Turn around!
Chase those rebel bastards into the field! No, good show, soldiers! Who's the dead? 3-4, 3-4!
Ahead of time. Okay. Now, mild laxative. Go to the pharmacy. Go to the laxative and go to Senecott Pal. Worked then, still works today.
Yeah, Senecott.
If that didn't work, then I could step it up. Syrup of buckthorn. Now, anything's a syrup is sugar or honey based. Buckthorn's another herb. I used to be able to say, go find a large animal vet. It's good for cleaning out horses and cows. Oops. Can you grab that sign for me? Yeah, there was no wind this morning. Thank you. Even they don't use that anymore. It's that strong. Those little plastic buildings you see different places, we call those the necessary. If I gave you the dose your ancestors, you'd be in there for 4 or 5 days and it didn't kill you. It's that strong. Yeah, it's not used anymore. If that doesn't work, though, I still got you covered. So this is an original pewter cluster pipe.
Here we go, yeah.
So I'm going to take this and I'm going to fill this full of hot soapy water. And I'm going to ask you to either roll over or bend over. You know where this is going. And it's an 18th century what? Enema. It worked then. It still works today. But usually that's as far as we go. But I have another tool here that I can use. This is a spatula Mundan. Here's the spatula end. This is the Mundan part. We all know where that clister went, right? So this is going in the same orifice, and we're going to spin it and break up that impaction. And then we're going to go in and we're going to scoop that stuff out. And then I'm going to give you another clister. I'll make a new woman out of it. Well, we still do. I'm a nurse in the real world. We do digital disinfections, but it's still disinfections. Barbaric. That was state of the art then.
It was state of the art.
That's right. Give it another 125 years. They'll think of what we're doing now as barbaric.
True.
But yes, that's how we dealt with that. He was real quick to talk about the lower intestine. What?
Hornets there. Watch it.
Yeah.
Never.
Not gonna hurt anything.
No, I don't want you to get stung.
Yeah.
Pick it up.
They also use, I mean, I read it somewhere, I could be wrong, but like also, not only that, but like smoke animals as well.
Yep. That's for resuscitating drowning patients.
Whoa.
And actually in London, the major bridges where they actually have resuscitation that's made, the Melrose and everything else, stored at those locations. So anybody could help out resuscitate.
Thanks.
All right, so let's do a simple bleeding. You up for a bleeding?
No, I'm perfectly healthy at the moment.
What?
I'm perfectly healthy at the moment.
Jeez. How about you? You want a bleeding?
I'd like my blood where it is.
Disappointing people. How about you? You want to come have a seat?
Yeah,
Come over here and have a seat, sir.
I need to check out.
Yeah, I figured you need a break.
Right here.
Can you sit right there, sir? What's your name? I'm Dr. Nolan. Nice to meet you. So we talked a lot about bleeding on patients, right? That's one of the 4 humors that we have to deal with. Okay. So if you were a woman or a small child and you had a headache, here's how I'm going to bleed you. In my original pewter, what's in here? Leeches.
Leeches.
And I would put one on each temple to take blood. But if I needed to bleed you in general, and tell me if this sounds familiar. Step 1, can you put your arm out here, Ann? I'm going to put a constricting band up high on the arm. I'm going to ask you to open and close your fist. Let me get a good vein. Every physician was required by law to carry a pocket set of lancets. So I'm going to take the lancet. Tortoiseshell. Protecting a nice blade. Nice vein, and make the incision. Put your arm down, and we're going to bleed into it. Does that sound familiar for anything you do today? You go to get blood?
Except for the blade, yeah.
Well, yeah, no blade.
Yeah.
We use a needle, and we're putting it into a tube or into a bag to donate blood. But that's bleeding. We set the groundwork for that. We knew that worked effectively back then.
I had a very small, it wasn't
Oh, it wasn't a large incision.
Right, so the blood came out relatively slowly, not the
Yes, and I'm doing the vein, not the artery. I know the difference.
Yeah.
I don't want that artery going
Yeah, that's right.
every which way. You feel better now?
Oh, yeah.
Like a question.
What do you think? You're up for an amputation?
Sure. Let her go.
Good lad. Good lad. No. Have a seat. I'll get.
Oh, you got more to do?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get amputated. That's right. I forgot.
It's like, no, we're gonna do an arm. So
Oh, there it is.
we're gonna do this now because we're not gonna be able to do this later on. But don't worry. I'll put your arm in a bag. You get to take it home.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. So step one. He got shot with a musket ball. Get your hand out. That got a little weight to it.
Pretty heavy.
So that comes through, hits the bone. What's it going to do to it? Shatter. But I, well-trained surgeon, I could open that up, take out any loose fragments, reposition the bone, splint it, probably save it. But when I got 30, 40 casualties waiting, I got to do the most amount of good for the most amount of people in the shortest amount of time. So what's happening to your arm? What's coming off? We call it amputation.
Okay, well,
So step one, what do we got to control? What? So this is a petite type tourniquet. This was developed in France in the beginning of the 18th century. Before that, it was a band, a stick, you twist it. That came apart in surgery, patient will bleed out 1 to 2 minutes. So, just like today with tourniquets, it goes up
I've been eating a whole hour.
high and tight,
Wow, that's great.
and then we're going to crank it down tight. You're going to be your own assistant. So you're just going to hold your hand. You don't have to twist it. Just hold it so it doesn't slide off. I don't really want to do it. I don't want to shut off the circulation. Okay. Once that's done, oh, would you like something for the pain?
shot maybe.
A shot of what?
Whiskey.
No, we never used alcohol. We know alcohol thins the blood. I don't want you bleeding more. If you think alcohol's an anesthetic, you've seen too many Cowboy Indian movies.
I guess that's.
I can get you falling down drunk. First pass of the night, you're going to be screaming for mama. So, here's your anesthetic. A nice leather strap. One, I don't want him biting his tongue. Two, I hate the screaming. And then a couple of good, heavy people to hold him in position. Once that's done, curve the amputating hand. And I'm going to take that and I go this way, all the way around. And I'm going to make one quick incision right down to the bone. Once that's done, my surgeon's mate is going to grab one of these retractors. Which retractor we're going to use for the upper arm? The 1 hole or the 2 hole? 1 bone here, 2 bones here. 1 bone there, 2 bones there. So my surgeon's mate's going to insert that in the incision I made. He's going to grab the 2 ends and he's going to haul that muscle tissue as high up the bone as he can. I want a good inch, inch and a half of bone sticking out. Then the bone saw. Right up against the leather retractor, we're going to saw through the bone. Once that's done, this goes down here in the pile. At the end of the day, we're going to burn that. But this is your arm now. Can you bend it up? So this is the end of the stump. I'm going to take this instrument. This is called a catlet. I have 2 pre-tied wax linen sutures. I'm going to hook the artery, pull it out, tie it off. I'm going to do the same thing with the major vein. Get the 2 major vessels tied off. Then, over here in the brazier of red hot coals, I'm going to take the cauterizone and I'm going to cauterize into that stump. Loosen the tourniquet a little bit, still bleeding. Come over here, grab another one, do it again, and keep doing it until there's no more bleeding. Once there's no more bleeding, guess what? We don't need the tourniquet anymore. So we're going to take that off, but your arm is still like this. So, no more bleeding. I take a good bulky dressing, and I'm going to saturate this with household flour, pack it. And that goes on the end of the stump. And then I'm going to run dressings back and forth and around to hold that in place. And once that's all done, we got these nice woolen caps. These go over the ends. to keep everything in place. Then he goes to sick bay. We're on board ship. Now, 48 hours later, we take this all off and we're going to redress it. Now, on board ship, what's water for?
What's the water for?
Yeah, on board ship, what would you use water for?
Drinking.
Drinking, not for washing wounds. It's in short supply. So, down in the hold, we have barrels and barrels of vinegar for disinfecting below decks. So we're going to soak this in a vinegar bucket, get it all loose, take it off, wash it with the vinegar, and then redress it. And then every 24 hours thereafter. Now, how long do you think it took me to do this? Cut through the tissue, saw through the bone, tie off the major bleeders. You can relax your arm.
Half an hour.
Half an hour. You don't like yourself. 2 minutes. 2 minutes?
Yeah. 10 minutes.
Then stay away from her too. Anybody else?
90 seconds?
90 seconds. A good, well-practiced surgeon. Now we're talking upper arm, upper leg, one bone. Two bone takes a little longer. That was because you were sleeping down there, right? You cut through the tissue, saw through the bone, tie out the major bleeders.
I read how long.
Do it in about a minute. You had to operate quickly, otherwise your patient will go into shock and die. So we have no need for speed nowadays because we got a good anesthetic. That's his only anesthetic. If I don't operate quickly, he can go into shock and die. And you've been around a long time. We don't want you to die.
Yeah, too long.
You know, take a saw, cut these little bristles, make spoons out of the horn. So this is I mean, it was used for a lot of different things. So they used it to inlay things, you know, like if you had like a gun, like you see in Pennsylvania, if I wanted to do some fancy inlay, like a diamond or something, you could take that and inlay it with that. So there was a lot of different uses for the horn. But yeah, so that's it. That's everything you didn't want to know about powder horns. So I'm Marcus Larkin. I'm with the EO Lebanon Town Militia. We're a historical reenactment group out of Lebanon, Connecticut, and we do the Revolutionary War reenacting. What I'm doing here today is showing people one of the trades was the horn trade or horner, and that was used for many different things. Horn was the plastic of its day, and a lot of the colonial militia, we would use it to keep our gunpowder dry. So I have an example of a powder horn, and then besides a powder horn, you could use it to keep salt in. So you'd make what we call a salt horn. And out in the field, a lot of times the ration was maybe a chunk of meat between 3 or 4 guys. If you had a little bit of salt, you were happy. The other thing they could use this for is what we call a rum horn. So they put actually a little bit of rum in there. And this little knapsack I have, you might have the salt horn. Any other questions? Rum horn in there. So your life might be a little bit more comfortable. The other thing we have is a flat horn. So again, horns were the plastic of its day. So once you heat this, you can kind of flatten it. And the nice thing about that is if you're carrying a powder horn, it's where it closer to your body. So that's what that is. And then we have a priming horn, so that's another type of horn, and we would use that to prime a musket. So you have this priming pan. This is a prison. You could take this with the powder instead of using a paper cartridge like they used during the American Revolution. If you were a hunter or just a regular person, you prime your horn with your priming horn, and do the rest of the stuff with your musket. Be able to fire your musket. That's how that was used. Pretty accurate. We have shapers. So I have a shaper here. You heat up the end of the horn, and what would happen is you can shape it so you get a nice round end on it. And that's the difference between a apprentice and a a master horner, a guy who's skilled in the craft and makes the best product. Connecticut was known as the provision state, and during the Revolutionary War, we provided a lot of supplies for the Continental Army. Thank you. Do you have any questions?
So the little Jack Horner,
settling in the Pennsylvania region.
he was, or his father
So that's
worked with corn.
Probably so. When he sat in a corner.
Okay, I learned something.
Yeah.
It made their way up.
Yes, sir.
Hold your fire axe. Can we help you? Make sure. What are you guys doing here anyway? What's that? Full regiment of First Pennsylvania. We're here for a deserter amongst their ranks. We were given information on his whereabouts. We were told that he's here. No, we're just a bunch of farmers. Everybody that is here has been, working here in the house and at the church,
Sergeant Major, the gentleman's name that we are looking for is James Clarkson. He's wearing a blue outfit, matching the gentleman who's standing behind you right now.
Oh no, it's not him.
No. Are free men not allowed to assemble? Are free men not allowed to assemble?
You're not taking back, son! I shall not come back with you!
They're not going to capture you.
Apprehend that man!
Surrender!
Get on the ground! Don't kill me, son! Please! I beg you!
Go ahead. Can somebody else grab him, please? You guys, don't put your bandits. Take him back, please. You're wounded.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
We're taking this gentleman, a deserter of the 54th Regiment of Foot, back to our station in Newport, Rhode Island, so he can be tried for deserting his loyalties and his service to the king. If you are smart, maintain your loyalties and help us to bring him back, not help the local militias. They're in open rebellion. We are at war now.
I'm the Reverend Benjamin Balch. I was born in 1743, actually February. I met my wife in a place, Machias. This was the first place that I went for to serve as a church. She was a beautiful redhead, and of course we fell madly in love. And during a lifetime, we had 13 children. We finally settled in a place called New Mills, which is part of Danvers, Massachusetts Bay. And my wife and I, we decided to open up a tavern with 3 of our children. Also, at the same time, I was invited to join the local Masonic lodge. On March the 6th, we decided that it was time for us to form an alumnus company. Today, I guess you'd call it a mini company. That is less than 30 days from April 19th. And that was as we were traveling down to Lexington, when we finally heard the news, we wound up in a place called Monotony at the Jason Russell House. After the Redcoats came through, one of our young boys, Joe Webb, his brother, as I understand it, had put him by the side of a tree. His wounds weren't that bad. And when we finally found him, he had been bayoneted so many times that he finally died. Also, another one of our members, Mr. Putnam, almost had his head completely taken off with a sword. He's hanging on by very little.
one gentleman who was staying in our cabin at the time had just got married, and he decided that when he came out of the tavern to join us as we were getting ready to march off to Lexington, he came out in his wedding suit, and he said, "This is the way I'm going to meet the bloody British." And we found him later inside of the home of Jason Russell. And the only way we recognized him was by his silk stockings, because all men and men, all people at that time wore gray stockings. And of course, they were all covered up. And that was, we spent the night with the bodies, and then the following day, we were able to find an ox cart and take them north.
I want a good cat. So I got that mustache issue.
We went from there, we went Siege of Boston. And I was actually with a company called Doolittle's Regiment, which was on Winter Hill. And Doolittle's Regiment eventually was on Breed's Hill. Today, I believe you call it Bunker Hill. So Benjamin Balch was actually a chaplain on Breed's Hill during that June. He came home and found out that he had a draft notice. So he wrote a very long letter explaining what he had done for his previous service, and found out they sent him a letter back saying, unless you can pay for someone to take your place, you have to report on such and such a date.
Get her in the picture. No, I'm good. She's the face of the gift shop at Christmas time. You still look.
The guys from this neck of the woods.
That was a really spot at. Yeah.
They said, we need some protection, we can't take the report.
Take care. Halt!
Heard him at the station.
Oh, they do take Captain, I would like to pass unmolested on the way back to Newport so I can take this gentleman, a lad in my company, to trial so he can stand justice for desertion.
Well, you see, Sergeant McDermott, we have different ideas here in the colonies now. Freedom of different choices. And the gentleman you have in chains right now has decided to make a choice to be a colonist instead of a British regular.
Well, sir, I am here on business for His Majesty King George III. And what we will do is have the crowd decide. Will they help the British?
Get it away! It's getting away! Sergeant, he's getting away!
Go to your firelocks.
I'm sorry.
I'm begging you. We can pass. Nobody has to be hurt.
I think they're just going to capture him again. Or maybe not.
Have it your way. Front rank, make ready.
Sergeant! Is there anyone here that thinks that this gentleman should be brought back to the British? No. Is there anyone here that wants company to protect this man? Well, Sergeant, you've heard it.
You bring destruction to this town. Front rank, make ready. Present. Elevate. Fire. Put your firelocks right about face. Front. March. Make ready. Present. Fire.
Oblique to the right.
Right about face.
Elevate. Fire. Climb and load. Company, to the front, march. To the right, oblique. Take fall. Make ready. Present. Maximum elevation. Fire. Prime and load. Go, 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 go. Present. Fire. Present. Maximum elevation. Fire. Prime and load. To the front, march. To the front, march! Make ready!
Privateers.
Present! Feu de joie from left to right! Fire! All right, shoulder fire lock. Are you ready for a draw, Sergeant McDermott?
Yes, sir. I think we've had enough. We're gonna.
Yep.
All right. Fix your bayonet.
Cox Company to the right about face. Arc Company to the left. Wheel. Halt.
Hip. 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 Hip.
Cover your
fire line.
We want to get the one all together.
A volley? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Let's go over here though.
To the left. Wheel.
Hang on. Hang on.
March. Right. Face. To the front. March. To the left. Face. Company, prime and low.
I have no more time.
Sure. Lebanon, it will be on the command of the Sergeant Major. Ready! Freeze! Fire!
Half-cock your firelocks. Shut your pans. Return your hammer stalls. You want me to? Shoulder your firelocks. Secure your. Yep, open your pans. Secure your firelocks. Shoulder. Firelocks.
Company, to the right about face. Ellington, thank you for having yield Lebanon Town Militia in His Majesty's 54th. Special great thanks to James McDermott for inviting us here today. Thank you very much. Company, one step back and a loud huzzah, you are dismissed. Huzzah!
God save the king!
God save the king! God save the king! God save Burger King!
Thank you, guys.
Police the area!
Thanks, guys.
Very good, very good.